By the courtesy that we offer our customers, the general atmosphere, we have proved that the way that we work makes money. It doesn't just make money for us, it makes money for the distributor. And no one would believe us at first. I mean, I was told I was an absolute idiot in the industry and a madman to take over white elephants. From my experience so far, I'd like to have a herd of white elephants.
Mr. Walker ran a freight container business in the Midlands until a few years ago when something very important happened to him.
I can pinpoint the spirits coming into my life to 7:34 on the 19th of June, 1979. They'd been around a lot before and I ignored them and pushed them away, didn't want to know. But at that particular moment, something happened in my life and it totally transformed it. It was like a massive force, inner force, which pushed me forward to remove me out of the freight industry into this one. In fact, I saw, or they saw, me on a stage of a cinema with gold curtains talking to an audience. And that was some 3 years before I went anywhere near a cinema to open one.
But how do the spirits communicate?
It's basically like thought transference. I get an impression of their thoughts and I also hear their voices and I see pictures quite clearly.
And it was these clear pictures that inspired him to recreate the atmosphere of an old picture palace.
What we have done at Camden is that we've spent a great deal of time in selecting the films, or trying to persuade the industry that with the right film we can get the audience. And now the distributors are fighting to put their films in our cinema.
Mr. Walker has since opened a second screen in Gosport on the south coast, where 4 years ago the cinema closed down. What led him to the Ritz?
My dear friends on the spirit world said, this is for you, and it will work. Interestingly enough, they shown me clairvoyantly the size of the queue for our first show of Bambi, which would stretch down the high street. And I didn't really believe that, but it did.
Bambi, yes, he refuses to show films with an 18 certificate.
Hollywood has discovered that in the last 2 years there is real money in the PG certificate, and I'm delighted as far as that is concerned. I'd like to say to you that it's spirit guided. As I go through the list, they say that one, not that one, that one, not that one. And in many cases I've actually predicted takings, box office takings of films that we have shown.
An eccentric or a shrewd businessman? Here's the mayor of Gosport.
Having, say, talked and listened to that man, and I know for a fact he doesn't have legal advisors in the sense, he talks to somebody, he listens to somebody, and that somebody must be somebody above, and I'm beginning to wonder, and I listen and watch him very carefully, and he puts his ideas into action so quickly and people respond, that I'm having a sneaky suspicion that there is something in what he's saying.
Last Thursday, Peter Walker held a gala performance of Jewel of the Nile, even before it had opened in London's West End. How did he persuade the film distributor to let him show it?
20th Century Fox have obviously been taking a great deal of interest in our progress at Gosport. And when we approached them, we explained that we were trying to raise money for the local hospital. They agreed that we could have the film on the basis and on the understanding that, of course, it was for charity.
So, philanthropist or, again, shrewd businessman. Whatever you think, it certainly worked.
What do you think of your new cinema?
Well, I'm very pleased with it indeed. I think he's got a good idea. His philosophy of opening up and having good Dolby and a good screen, I'm very pleased indeed.
He's made it like a Ritz. Classy, you know, very posh.
And it's great. It's lovely to have it back opened again.
Peter Walker has welcomed 40,000 people through his doors since opening the Ritz 5 weeks ago, and with his personal touch has revived for many that almost forgotten habit of cinema going.
Hello, Gosport. That's what I like to hear. Saturday morning picture club all over again. So it proved, as far as we're concerned, the motto again is family entertainment. And if all cinemas were as successful as this, the industry would be very secure indeed. And to be as successful as this, all they have to do is consider the family.